Looks like we get to sleep. With a roof over our heads. I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe Hello.
Huh. Huh?
Kisara.
Right. Careful. That's no ordinary Zoogle.
Little help! Glacial spear! These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummel.
Someone cut them apart for your heart's content.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Easy and snaring to me.
While it's reeling!
Take it down!
To me! In a bind?
Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
I'm just getting
Freeze
started!
lancer! Dance in the wind! There! Go! Let's get you all touched
I'm on
up.
it! Take
Now! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
A whirling
Now
struggle!
you see what I can do!
Go!
Slash!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Burning
strike! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear!
The tactics are working great!
Yeah!
Hey, wait for law!
Freeze lancer! Let us get in the wind!
Finish it!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Good.
Really now.
finally made it. Huh? I think someone's calling out for us.
Right.
Excuse me! Well... Really?
Good.
What the? Seriously?
All right. Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's huge. I bet it'd be a good way to test my strength.
Don't get carried. I won't forgive you!
Demon Fang! Double
Glacial Spear! If they let the marksman handle this! Okay? Freeze Lancer! I'll never fit!
In a bind?
Here I go! Glacial Spear! Piercing! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Piercing evil! Lightning Orb! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
I can handle it.
Far enough! Glacial Spear! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear!
Falling
Pierce
behind.
evil!
Looks like this one's mine.
Like
Freeze
hell it
Lancer!
is!
Think again! Now! And again!
Prepare to be sealed.
Thunder
In a
Field!
bind?
Freeze Lancer! They're not get toasty!
Bird strike! Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying?
Looks like we made it here in one piece. Okay.
Seriously?
Well,
What the? I feel like somebody's watching us.
you okay?
Yeah!
Okay.
Huh?
Here we go!
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
No
This
choice.
one's mine.
Double demon fang!
Freeze Lancer!
Are those rocks at
Glacial
skin?
Spear. Pierce evil!
Fang!
Lightning
Swallow
Orb!
blade!
Freeze Lancer!
Eat dirt!
Pierce evil! Light Astral Laser! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce
Nothing gets by me!
Rage Cascade! I never miss! Now. Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Dance in the wind! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! There with the others! Freeze Lancer! Sleep now! Go! You're mine!
Eagle fly!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! All disasters made one! Come forth! Glacial Spear!
Now or never.
Blew away!
Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Elvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer!
Eat dirt!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Double demon
Get out
fang!
of this!
It's
finished! Got him on the
Let's
run!
do it! Don't get cocky!
Right.
Freeze Lancer!
Still anyone's
Glacial
fight.
Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! This one's mine! The enemy is going all out!
Eternal devastation!
Glacial Spear!
No armor! Stop me!
Remind me
It's
to
about to
stand
strike!
with the
Carve through armor! Look sharp, everyone!
Freeze Lancer! Corridor!
Finish it!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Hold up! Is this as valuable as I... think it is?
Looks like we made it here in one piece. Okay.
I sense a poor soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like... Oh? Yeah! Yeah. Why?
What?
Yeah. Got it. Great. I hate that woman.
She was a handful, wasn't she?
Well... Yeah. I don't think I'll ever quite warm up to her. That can't be. No.
Oh, wow!
Hey. Ugh.
Uh-huh.
Oh? Why?
Whoa!
Watch it. Hey. Oh?
Huh? No way.
Hey.
finally made it.
Okay, off we go.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Ha! I've got something. Ugh. 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 I'll let you go this time. Ha! There we go. Ugh. Ugh. She's got a good size to her, all told.
We can make a real feast out of this bad boy.
Hup. I've got something. Ugh. 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 Well, it's not bad, per se.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow, It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed. What healing arts can do.
Just doing my job.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up.
This flavor, why, it rivals the cooking of my own chefs in the palace.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Go no further! I'm only getting through! There! Got you! Glacial Courier! Pierce evil! Divine Blazer! Airborne beast! Mind spectre! Let's keep our...
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renins are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Let's dispose of the trash. Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning!
Take this! Take this!
Do it! Thunderfield!
We're in good form!
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance. Rising Wyvern!
Here I go! Trying to keep up with the wall!
Prepare to be seen.
A banana! Let's go!
No further.
Air
Lucky
thrust!
Fury!
Let's
Finish it!
blah, blah, blah,
Double
blah,
Demon
blah.
Fang!
Like blah, blah, blah.
Do it!
Air thrust!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renins first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renin who has time to indulge in stuff like that. unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dan in history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. That
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Little help! Pierce evil!
Damn it! Rising Wyvern!
Hammy! Flame of Fury! Burning Hammy! Flame of Fury! Burning Take a glow of the eye! Pierce evil!
I guess you had your uses now and again.
Told you!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like
You're
a
not
job
like
for
that all
yours
the time.
truly! Ready and fire!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
It'll be a breeze.
Get in, get out! I can carve through armor!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
You are a TikTok. I'm also good with airborne targets.
Pathetic! Where are you going? Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable.
Get lost! You ready to go? Hit! Go through Freeze laser!
Not today! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time. We're in the home stretch, guys. What she said. Cut them apart to your heart's content. That goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
Cyclone!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Go no further!
Hey, when did I get so
Here I go!
popular?
You're mine! Hope this works!
Finish it!
There! Help this!
Anything in armor is
There!
all
Now!
right.
Take it!
Got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Finish it!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
All aboard the victory train!
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
I won't forgive you! I'm ready! Freeze Lancer! Where are you going? There! Got it!
Alpha!
We're in the home stretch, guys!
What she said? Eyes on the prize.
You picked the wrong
That
fight!
focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Here goes! Freeze Lancer!
Too fast! Stand back!
Air thrust! Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
The design of this... equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen. More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around.
This one's
Here I
tough,
go.
but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing. It's over. Harry, Flame of Fury!
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
You're not really built for close quarters combat.
Nor am I. Don't worry. I'll help you keep a white burn.
Now, Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
There!
I can
carve through armor!
It's over!
Glacier Spear. Well, someone seems in tip-top form. Nothing new about that. And still as
We turn
humble
the
as
tables
ever.
on us.
There are still more left.
Right.
Glacier
No
Spear.
time to hold back.
Here's evil! Freeze Lancer!
Wow! Look what I just found.
Little help! I'm only getting started.
Not today!
There! One more! Here's a healing arc! More first aid!
Here, let me help. The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
Right. Comrades in arms.
What? Too sentimental?
Barely a blip on our radar. There! Let's dispose of the trash.
Anything in armor!
I can carve through armor!
Here I go!
That gun of yours is real handy at a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well,
Quit staring and
can't think of anyone
concentrate on the
better than
fight.
you, Shit.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Right, here goes!
It's over! With darkness! Here I go! I'm only getting started!
Rising Wyvern!
Now!
First strike!
Now! Where are you going? Divine! Here I go! I'm only getting started! There! Got me! Hear me! Flame of fury! Can't be stopped!
Barely a blip on our radar.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know.
Got me! Here I go!
Glacial Spear.
Here's the evil! Can't be
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because Law's up.
Freeze Lancer!
This one's mine!
Take this!
Gusty Nail!
Did you see?
Sure did. You were checking out Kisara from behind.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Glacial Spear.
Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer!
We're cleaning house.
Hold, let me take the rest of them.
Wow, someone's feeling lively.
I'm like bait to them. The enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that.
I'm only getting...
Rising Falcon!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
Gotta break
Here I
through!
go! You're
Demon
mine!
In a bind?
Go Demon Fang!
I never fit! Can't be
Glacial Spear.
Pierce evil!
Not today!
Freeze Lancer!
We're in good form!
Little help!
I can carve through armor!
There! One more!
I'm surrounded!
Hear me!
We got the advantage!
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because Raw's on!
These enemies aren't me!
No complaint here!
Tip-top shape!
Since I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
That extra training paid off.
Look. Looks like some solid equipment.
What's that big tower over there?
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?